from me down low. When you give me that cocoa, handcuff me like popo. I'm like, oh no, you doing it alright. You blind me like flashlight. You sexy like all night, all night. Boy, you're so wavy, wavy. And I'm standing here like, take me home. Boy, you're so wavy, wavy. And I'm standing here like, take me home. Take me home, 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 home.
Yes, well, it's a big welcome back to ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Kart 1995 IndyCar Series. I'm your host, Neil Haynes, on this Mother's Day. Hope you like that little bit of intro for the mothers with a little bit of dancing music. And here we are for the replay from round 4 at the Gateway Raceway Oval. And as you can see, it's just a very short oval, 2 kilometres with the 4 turns in the oval sense, with turns 1 and 2 through the first section, which is a very tight corner. And then obviously in the sector 3, we got turns 3 and 4, which opens up. And so you can get a lot of power down onto the start finish straight. As I said, I'm Neil Haynes, and I'm going to bring you this replay from Sunday last week. And leading up to round 4, you can see that Scar 666 has a slender lead of 5 points over Christopher Razor and 10 points from Dado Racer in 3rd position. Woody Lizard in 4th with Jay Barrett. Those 2 DNFs have definitely hurt him, but he's out to obviously see if he can make amends and climb up this battle ladder. With these 3 more races remaining of the season. So into qualifying we went. And some might say it was a surprise, others may not. But Joshua Hill takes pole position with a scintillating lap. Oh, so I've got the wrong words there, I guess. But a 25-second .181 lap for pole position. He absolutely blitzed every sector there and took pole from John Wade, and then Christopher Razor in 3rd, and our championship leader languishing in 4th position, but not far off the pace at all, only 0.1 second off the pole position. As you can see there, all the way down to 10th of G-Dude, all in the 25s, less than a second separating the field. But in this short oval, that can mean a lot as well, with the Unicorn coming to grips with the short type oval and this IndyCar, and we'll see what he can do throughout the race. So we'll quickly go and have a look at the replay here. We'll bring up our screen and we'll have the start of this race. 100 lap race around here. And as we said, we have got Joshua Hill on pole. Down the inside. As you can see, it's going to be short, sharp racing here around Gateway. And it looks like Joshua Hill has been able to hold on over John Wade. But down in the background here, we got Christopher in third position and Scar. So these two are aiming for the championship lead here, and Christopher's obviously in front at this stage. And just down behind here, we've got Dado Racer attacking Jay Barrett for position 6. Dado right down on the inside lane there, picking up as much inside curb as he can. Got to be careful he doesn't unstable that car, unsettle it. It's very important to be able to get some good lines here. So we also had times for fuel with times for tyre wear, sorry, and accelerated tyre wear. Accelerated fuel, I should say, and times for tyre wear. I'm a little bit confused there, guys. So we will get on top of all that confusion, but we obviously had the times 2 fuel burn and the tyres times 4. So that's going to be a big, interesting way how it's going to play out, as Christopher is obviously taken a little bit of freedom of the fresh air that he's got, and Scar's coming down just to control those front tyres, one would think, as well. So you've got Dado Racer there going well. Woody Lizard taking a position on G-Dude, and G-Dude has, whoa, he's had a monumental moment. G-Dude. So Woody's taking him down on the inside, and G-Dude looks like he's had a throttle stickish or something there, but a massive incident from there, and that is a yellow flag has been called. So all the cars will slow down to 90 kilometres an hour. They race to the start-finish line until they do that. And pitting is allowed at this stage. So we've got all the cars here bunching up. So they have 2 full caution laps. And there was some confusion about how they were going to take the caution. The pit stops, I should say, is originally on the live control. We did say that all the drivers to come through, as these two were doing, they kept the pit limit up, but it was announced that they could go racing hard without the pit limiter once they hit the pit lane. So these guys actually lost out in that instance, but we did find there was a little flaw in that system as well. So at the end of the day, the pioneers, you could say, both Scar and Jay Barrett, have probably cemented the rules for next time a full course yellow around the ovals, where we will have the drivers, when they hit the pit entry, they must stay on their speed limit to the safety car speed limit. So this case was 90 kilometres an hour, and they will stay at that speed limit until they come back out onto the track, filter onto the track. So you can see these guys here filtered back at the back of the queue. And I'll show you in a perfect example here, as we can see, as we said, this was a replay from last Sunday. So welcome everyone here on this beautiful Mother's Day. But as you can see, so this rule was actually confirmed. So he's not breaking any rules here, but you can see what happens. So he was able to race to the pit limit line in pit lane once he took that lane. So he's got a huge lead now over these guys that are stuck on the 90 kilometre hour safety car limit. And you can see they're still trying to filter around through now. You can just see now. So they just come out. And Christopher's rolling back on pit lane. So he'll be doing 90 kilometres an hour, but basically has lost no position at all. And then when we said that they could come out and then race back onto the start-finish line out of exit, you can see he's already taking the lead of this race. So as a gentleman Christopher was, and we knew that that didn't work those rules on the fly. And you can just see how much of a margin he made under safety car with the pitting. They really should have been at the back of the grid if we had it done the same way as Jay Barrett and Scar. So Christopher did let Jay Hill And John Wade back through. And filtered back into third position, which was very nice. So filtering now, having a look at it, Joshua Hill, Jay Hill, to see how he goes here. So he's got the start of the race anywhere out of turn 4. And we should have race going very shortly, and here he goes. So he has control until the start finish line, and he is gone, and he's actually been able to get a little bit of an early gap on John Wade. Christopher or Mr. Stompy running wide early on, and Trimington doing a nice move around the outside of Woody on the start, and now he's challenging Dado up into turn 3, but Woody's having another look down the inside, and Woody Lizard taking the bottom line has been able to benefit that, and now we'll see if he can tuck back up the outside, but Trimington is still there on his outside, so he's got to keep the low line. And he's now, looks like he might be able to filter through, and he's just now behind Dado Racer. And he's taken that low line again to see if he can attack Dado, but he can't. But now it's got Trimington all around the outside with a nice run. And these drivers are side by side again coming into turn 1. Trimington's looking to hold it brave around the outside out of turn 2 and onto the back straight here, and he's going to get a nice draft now with Dado with Woody Lizard. A sitting duck, he's got to tuck back in so he can protect that position from Scar, who had a free pit stop earlier on. So these guys will be a little bit lower on fuel. 2 laps is enough to have 20 litres of fuel less, because they'll burn in around that 10 to 11 litres a lap, I think it was, something like that. 133 litres of fuel can go into these cars. They're giving them around about 13 laps, I think, on fuel. I don't think they'll burn in that much of fuel, actually. Can't quite remember. I don't have fuel numbers in front of me. I'll try and find that for us. It's always good to know some of these stats as well. At Trimington, in front of Woody, and Woody's now under attack from Scar as he's making a move. And we've got the 2 Newman Has cars, 3 and 4 again. Mr. Stompy. He was second last race around. Had a tremendous run at Cleveland. But up front is this man, Joshua Hill. Absolutely flying. They're very short laps. These laps will be eaten up very, very quickly around here at Gateway. Predicted time of around about 45 minutes, as most of our rounds here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League for the Indy cars are aimed around that 45 minutes duration, depending on safety cars, obviously. We're back with Woody Lizard at the moment. He is now just in front of Scar 666. And it looks like Scar has got a nice run. He's going to look down the inside here in turn 3. No, he's just going to hold. He knows he's got those fresher tyres, and as we said, the tyre life of these cars is all about surviving that front right. And also the rears is what Joe Wade's into the pits early, lap 16. So he's gone in early, taking on some tyres by the looks of things there. So this brings up Joshua Hill. He's on up in the front position, and Christopher just holding off his teammate. But look at this battle here for 6th position between Woody Lizard and Scar. The G-Dude's the early retirement. We've only got 10 cars at this moment, and a nice move from Scar down the inside, but can he hold it again? Woody's attacking on the outside with a better run on that exit, but no, there you go, Scars. With those fresher tyres, I think Woody Lizard has just backed off a little bit. Oh, he's ran wide. Lucky not to hit the wall. And let's go on board here on the helmet cam of Woody Lizard of a quick lap around Gateway as he's trying to see if he can stay in contention here with Scar in the slipstream of any way. Get a nice little tow. Down to 2 gears. Back into 5th very quickly. Maybe he took one too many gears. I think he would have because it's down normally into 2 gears here into turns 1 and 2. We'll just see here. Holding 5th into 4th mid-corner. See, it's all just trying to see how they're going with fuel as well. The less fuel that they have to put in their pit stops, the quicker they go as well. As you can see this time he's got it right down to 1 gear. On exit here, but he's losing time. And the Unicorn, he could be one driver starting to get close to being the first car lap down. Jay Wade actually is already a lap down as he took that earlier pit stop. Aren't these liveries beautiful as well from A Fry, and also this man Scar 666 in 6th position as well of the 1995 IndyCar series. You can find that all on Race Department, so please go and register on Race Department and you get a whole range of liveries that you can get skin packs for these cars on AMS2, Automobilista 2, and make sure that you don't drop a little bit of a donation to some of these creators that have done these fabulous jobs on these cars. The world of all trying to get free stuff. It's well and good, but without these guys putting in their hard time to create these, we wouldn't have them, so it's good to appreciate their hard work. And a small donation goes a long way. So Trimington into the pit lane early. So with a good run from him, he's come in from position 5. Let's give him the position to Scar in a 5th position. Now he's trying to chase down Dado. He's almost half a second quicker than Dado. Dado's in pit lane though. Dado's now into pit. So Scar and Jay Barrett. Let's keep an eye on these guys. Also Christopher, he was the one that took the stop in the safety car period. There's Jay Barrett. Trying to take a position there over past John Wade, who's a lap down. The fastest man at the moment, Christopher, with a 25.97. Actually, Scar did a 25.941 that previous lap. As the Unicorns coming into pit lane to get that fuel on his car. Mr. Stomp is in as well, so he's come in from position 3. Woody Lizard still cut out, but looks like he's slowing. Now he's getting under attack with John Wade, who's coming back through after that early pit stop. Will Woody come in this time around? No, he's not. He's still holding on to that 4th position as John Wade wants to get this, see if he can start getting through to get a lap back. Now, if we do have a safety car period and cars are lap down, they do get a lucky dog pass. Oh, as John Wade has had to check up because Woody's tyres are absolutely blistered and gone. So, but Woody's still tacking. So he's aiming to try and get to maybe lap 30, it looks like. So he's holding in. So Jay Wade is able to get in front of Woody now. That is actually been lap down. So he's now on the same lap as Woody, and Dado is a lap down on Woody. So that's why there was no position changes there, even when Wade overtook Woody. as Christopher's now in the pit, so Woody's doing good with his fuel conserving at the moment as well, but he could be costing time with his lap times. 27.3 that last time around, but up into the third position now. But both Woody and Joshua Hill are the last ones to pit. They have not pitted yet in this race, and they're going up to lap 30. So the leader of the race, Joshua Hill, is going round once again to start lap 31. He is not in yet in this pit lane, as Scar is now coming into pit lane. Now he was the first one to pit with Jay Barrett, so will Jay Barrett come in as well? Jay Barrett has not progressed like Scar has. Oh, the first is Woody is now in, getting service as well. Sinking down into the hot track asphalt of 51 degrees at this stage of this race. So we're almost the third race distance, and Joshua Hill is still going, so he hasn't stopped yet, and he's letting the other drivers that are pitting to just catch him. So he's on a 28, so he's about 2 seconds off the pace, lapping, but he's saving the fuel to see if he can limit, obviously, a stop, which will gain him valuable time in this race. So if he can get one less pit stop, but here comes the challengers trying to get their lap back now of... oh, there's a big moment there. As I think it was Mr. Stompy. And that was the Unicorn, sorry. He was a lap down. And I think it was Mr. Stompy trying to get through there at that stage. As in comes Joshua Hill now. So everyone has pitted. Some have pitted for 2 stops already. Locking up the brakes as he comes in. Now here's Christopher. So Christopher's now coming onto the back straight into turns 3 and 4. This is going to be close. I think Christopher may take the lead of this race, as Joshua Hill is just moving out of pit lane now. But he'll be limited 90 kilometres an hour. And into the lead goes Christopher. This is what he wants. He's chasing down Scar. And there was an 8 points difference between him and Scar. And now Scar's up into third position. The 20 points for a win, and also there's 14th for third position, so there's a 6 points difference at the moment. So this would only put Christopher 2 points behind Scar for the championship if it stayed this way. But as we said, we've only just gone a third of the race distance. Still plenty of racing to go, as Woody Lizard again finding himself just in front of Trimington, who's only half a second, and closing, brushing the wall as he goes. And look at how he's been able to hold the line here. Woody Lizard should have fresh tyres on and should be able to move, but also Trimington could also have the lesser fuel at this stage as well. Just see the rear seems to be just over rotating just a little bit on Woody Lizard's car, and the Honda is in the Reynard chassis. And sharp racing here around this short oval. I don't know what you call it. Is it a half a mile or something like that? It's only 2 kilometres around this circuit. Oh, it gets so close to the wall. Trimington, and geez, he's carried some speed into turn 3. That puts a lot of stress on that front right tyre. Don't want to be doing that too much, because he won't get much out of his tyres. They got to protect, they got to brake, they got to slow it down just that little bit if they can as they come on into turn 1 on entry. Just see, that's a little bit better. He didn't wash right up to near the wall. All about getting a good exit as well. Little tag of the wall, that won't hurt. Where is performance impacting damage? Only set to a low scale though, so there is that still possibility if you hit the wall hard enough to get some suspension damage, which these cars do not like. They don't like a hard hit. As any open wheeler don't like to see that's a hit onto their the wishbone suspension of these cars, so easily to be bent and damaged. But Jay Barrett into 6th position. And what a nice little run he's having here in this middle stint now. So it's taken him a while to get into that groove after that pit stop, but he looks like now that he can start to challenge Joshua Hill in 5th position. As you can just see him up the road there. And this man here, Dado Racer, into 3rd. Nicely done in the Pennzoil car. Dado's seeing what he can do. The Hall, number 8 Hall Racing. He's getting the Reynard Mercedes-Benz power plant behind him. And he's in 26.145. He's looking fairly healthy there. In the 26.1s for the last few laps now, so that's very consistent pace. And the main thing that he can see there is just that little bit faster than Mr. Stompy behind, so he's extending that gap a little bit, but unfortunately Scar in front of him is extending his lead on Dado as well. But Christopher, the only man at the last lap on the 25.8, so Christopher doing a sensational job and just basically just eating these numbers of these laps, running them down, getting to the half race distance, and again another 25.840. And he's in the Lola machine, so some of the guys think that Lola was a disadvantage around here at Gateway, but Christopher's definitely tuned his Lola T95 Claude Cosworth to be a very competitive race car. May not have had the pace for qualifying, but he's definitely there for this race, and now it's going to come down to strategy as well. So there's ever the thought in the back of these drivers that there could be another yellow. We've only got the 10 cars, so as the cars' numbers drop in this race, we've only had the one of G-Dude crashing out with a throttle linkage problem. Straight, he was lucky he didn't take out Woody Lizard as well, G-Dude. But good avoiding, though, to make sure he did take the low line and he did do everything to avoid, because that could have been a big accident. It was big enough for him. But here comes Mr. Stompy. Got a little bit of lap traffic at the moment, with Trimington just in front of him. Trimington's 2 laps down now. Obviously, the tyre life on some of these cars, probably for Wadey, who actually had pole position as well. Actually, no, it was Joshua Hill that had pole. Sorry, John Wade was actually alongside him on the front row in 2nd. Obviously, had the quick 1-lap pace, but obviously eating up those tyres. As Dado's into the pit lane, so he's hasn't quite got halfway point, so he may have to stop another 2 more times unless he can extend 1 lap, get to around that lap 75 mark and finish with 25 laps remaining. That's what they'll be aiming for, most of these drivers, if they can get to lap 75 to be able to, that'll be the window to get to only have the 1 more stop. So most of the drivers stopping from now on should only have the 1 more left in the race after their stop. Jay Barrett comes in. Mr. Stompy has got Joshua Hill right on his tail and takes it down the inside. And that puts him now into position 3. So nice move from Joshua. The pole man, he is definitely showing some pace. Now Christopher in the 26.6, so he's dropped some time as Scar now in 25.9. So as a fuel burn drops, there's that nice little happy window where the tyres are still biting, still giving you some grip. Where the fuel levels get to that mid-tank. Mr. Stompy is visiting pit lane, and Dado Racer has been able to come out in front still of Jay Wade. So you've got John now, not that far behind Dado. They're going to pick up some positions here with Mr. Stompy in pit lane. I think Mr. Stompy is almost rolling. Yes, he is rolling, but they will pick up these positions. So, real strategy race this one, as Christopher now, as he comes in on lap 52. And Scar follows. So, these two are here. There's the championship contenders here, both Scar and Christopher. Christopher in, now he's out of his lane. There's Scar, so he's still in front. Talk about sweaty palms. So here we go. Joshua Hill regains the lead of this race. He's in the Pac West number 18 car. He missed the round at Cleveland. Was not able to attend. But he's always been fast, Joshua. Came fifth. Had that 10-second penalty late in the race that gave Dado Racer fourth position at Fontana Speedway. And he also came seventh at Long Beach as well. So starting to find his groove in these Indy cars, right at the right part of the championship as well, with our final race at Indy 500 next Sunday. Tonight we've got round 5 at Laguna Seca. So if you're interested and you haven't joined us yet, or if you have joined us back in round 1 and we haven't seen you since round 1, please come and join us here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. You can find our website and find all the information there, and entry is still open, especially for the big one, the Indy 500 next Sunday, 200 laps around the Brickyard. And what a race that will be as well. Everything set to authentic other than damage. Damage still performance impacting at low. But with the ANZCRL Combined Racing League's full course yellow verbal cue in operation, it should be a very entertaining race. And here we go. Scar up the road from Dado is trying to see if he can stay within a second of Christopher, as they got lap traffic involved as well. So Woody Lizard, he's just a little bit loose in that Honda, but that's going to give Scar a little tow as Woody ducks it down the inside. Lets these two back at it, P1 and 2. See, 2 and 3, I should say. All the while, Chris is in front of Scar. He will be a happy man. But obviously, he would like to see a bigger margin if possible, with only them coming with Christopher in second and Scar in third. There is only a 2-point difference, but that would still shorten the margin to that championship. A Unicorn just down the inside there as he lets some of the faster cars go through. He's obviously on an outlap from his previous pit stop, so the time's a little bit slow at the moment for him. There's Trimington's having a nice little battle, seeing if not really a battle, just seeing if he can get past. I don't know if he's actually trying to get past Joshua here, who's in the lead of the race, or if he's just let him through. No, it looks like he's trying to get a lap back on Joshua. As Dado Racer comes flying along in to have a look to see if he can get a lap through as well. This is fairly bit spicy as the lap traffic are trying to get their laps back if they can. Here comes Dado. down the inside, so he's finding himself actually a lap down at the moment and trying to see if he can get back on the lead lap from Joshua Hill, who's just in front of him. A nice move from Dado over to Trimington. Respectful driving from Trimington to let Dado through as well. Can see that Dado's only probably that one lap down. Seeing if he can get that lap back, but obviously Trimington's coming back with a nice run as well. And Joshua Hill looks like he is comfortably getting faster with a 26.5. Christopher again with a 25.9. So we've got about 12 laps before the pit window opens to get to the end. You can extend more than the 25 laps, but you're obviously asking a lot more from your tyres. Guys have been able to run 30 laps though, definitely, with a bit of looking after the tyres, but at the last stop you probably want to have a little bit of tyre underneath you so you can try and either put a challenge for those last lot of positions or at least defend a position. You don't want to leave yourself open, be vulnerable to losing a position, as in comes Joshua Hill. By all accounts, this is his final stop, so he's been going in long. So this will give Christopher the lead of the race again, with Scar coming in behind him. As Christopher's starting to see if he can put a lap on Jay Barrett, who's just in front of him, coming out of turn 2. Lap 65 of 100 here at ANZCRL Combined Racing League for round 4 of the 1995 IndyCar Championship. Sensational job all these drivers are doing at the moment. Only one safety car caution early in the race when G-Dude's throttle cable basically snapped and left it flat chat straight into the barrier. Luckily he's okay. With sim races you can be okay other than a bit of pride. Obviously, so something there that he's going to have to figure out with his hardware, as he had something going wrong with his hardware there. As we got Mr. Stompy, I think, oh no, it's actually Christopher. Who's just put actually a lap on Jay Hill, but these guys are yet to stop. So Joshua Hill in 6th position. And he's obviously only pitted twice so far, where everyone else has pitted 3 times. Majority of the races have pitted at 3. Woody Lizard has only stopped twice at this stage. The reason why the other drivers actually have got 3, because most of them, Jay Barrett, Christopher and Scar, they all pitted during the safety car period. A good driving by the lap traffic too, because that's where incidents can happen through the lap traffic. But here we go. The battle for the championship is well and truly on fire here at Gateway. You've got Christopher, who's in 2nd place in the championship, 8 points adrift from Scar, who's leading the championship. And Scar obviously does not want to let Christopher close his scrap. He knows that Christopher is going to be very strong in this late half of the season after that DNF at Cleveland Raceway really cost Christopher. He was well and truly out in front. But Scar, winner of the race at Cleveland, is looking to go back-to-back if he can. But we can't cross out Joshua Hill. Remember, Joshua Hill is waiting for these guys to cycle with their pit stop. They've all got one more stop to go. Joshua's good to go to the end of the race. And he's now in position 4. With Woody Lizard just behind him, but Woody's yet to pit one more time. He won't get to the end on fuel. And you won't get to the end with these tyres in the state that they're in. And Woody's car again picking up all the rubber build-up. No one else seems to get the rubber build-up like Woody Lizard. Maybe it's just something to do with that Honda, and the paint scheme that they've got is just picking up all the rubber build-up onto that car. And Mr. Stompy, what a good run he's having in position 3. Came second in the race the previous round at Cleveland. And he's been a very good backup for Christopher as well in the second of the Newman Has cars. And just in front of Mr. Stompy, we've got this man, the Unicorn. It's been showed some of the blue flags. Looks like Mr. Stompy came out a little bit. How you going? No, he's coming into the pits by the looks of things. Yes, he is. So he's coming in for position 3. So this will see where we'll see Joshua Hill come up into 3rd position, as Scar comes in as well. So Christopher's going one extra lap around. And Scar's gone in. So Scar's going to try and go the undercut. He was only half a second behind Chris when he's gone in. So we'll see how Chris goes in on his in lap here. Is he going to attack pit entry? We've seen all the others lock up, pinch there. Oh, big lock up from Chris. Talk about attacking the speed limit line and even into his bay. He knows race is on, so he wants to try and see if he can get out in front of Scar. Big movement here, though. Scar's just coming out. I think Joshua Hill's just got him for the lead of the race. So here we go. So Joshua Hill has taken the lead of the race here with 23 laps remaining. So the man that's gone for the ultra-conservative strategy has taken the lead of the race, but will he be vulnerable with his tyres? Or has he been able to have this car set up? As Christopher's just coming out of pit lane now. So here he comes. He's going to get gobbled up. He's going to come out and filter out in 3rd position. So Scar's been able to leapfrog him with that undercut of that pit stop. So well done to Scar. Beautiful work from him. And now Scar's trying to see if he can get this lead of this race from Joshua. Joshua's tyres will be feeling a little bit second rate. He pitted around about, I think it was 6 or 7 laps ago. So remember, ×4 tyre wear. So you might think only 6 laps around here is not much, but the tyres were, you can see them on the tyre graph slowly dropping lap after lap towards that 50 bin. Here we go for the attack. And Scar takes the lead of the race here on lap 80, 20 to go. And what can Christopher do in 3rd position here now? Can he try and latch onto the slipstream of Joshua Hill, knowing that Joshua's tyres are going to be second rate? So this man here trying to see if he can hold on to second now. But he might try and obviously hold on, see if he can hold a little gap to Scar. Make it not extend too far, and he may be able to attack later on when Scar's tyres start to fall back level with Josh's tyres. So he's been fast all weekend, Joshua Hill. He was fastest man qualifier on pole position, currently running 2nd. But maybe, just maybe, those tyres may not give him the life he needs. Christopher, who's just behind him in position 3, has got fresher tyres, probably around about 8 laps fresher. And they'll all have enough fuel to get to the end of this race as well. No problems with the fuel. Wasn't like Fontana, where fuel was the deciding factor around that super speedway. Same settings as this one with an accelerated fuel burn and ×4 tyre wear, but this circuit being such a bit tighter, a bit more of a road course feel with the tighter turns, is really chewing out these tyres. Josh is just hoping these next 15 laps can actually go like a blink, because he's holding on for dear life into position 2 from Christopher. Christopher's trying his best here. He's got to be careful he doesn't chew away that front right. Let's just go on board here with Christopher as he's got his challenge now. You can see Scar extending that gap in front of him. Mr. Stompy, his teammate of Christopher's, just in front of Jay Hill, so he'll be hoping that Mr. Stompy can maybe do him some favours here and maybe just make it a little bit difficult for Jay Hill to overtake, depending where they are. Maybe mid-corner through the corner, just hold a line, make Jay Hill make a decision which way he needs to go. But as you can see, as he's in that dirty air, he's putting a lot of pressure on that right front. Oh, a little bit of a moment. We were on board there with Christopher, and look at the time he's lost there. He's had to get out of the throttle on the exit of turn 2. He's got to get his head back into the game here. So we've been going for a fair while now, about 40 odd minutes of racing, 42 minutes or so. And they're only the one safety car period. Here he's got to run now. And he's got that done, has he? No, he hasn't. So he had a huge run on Joshua. Wasn't able to make that stick. Mr. Stompy's doing a good job. There in 5th position as we see Joshua Hill with 12 laps remaining. And here comes Christopher down the inside again. Will he make it hold? He just find it hard. This is the same place as before, but it's just tied apart at turns 1 and 2. Putting a lot of pressure on that right front, but here he goes. He's got a nice run now into turn 3 and 4. Will he get the exit that he needs to push him up into position 2? He's going hard here at Christopher. And it looks like he's going to make this stick. No, Joshua Hill's fighting back hard on the outside. And word has come in though that Christopher's got a 10-second end of race time penalty because he was speeding in pit lane on that entry. We saw him attack that last pit stop. Oh, and a tag of the war too, so he's probably just got confirmation from his pit crew, and that's probably upset him. So no matter what he does here, he can't really get Joshua Hill. He's got a 10-second penalty over his head now. What he's got to try and do is make sure his teammate, Mr. Stompy, doesn't find that extra time. Got to make sure he doesn't start putting this car into the wall much more, Chris. Got to hold on to that position 3. But what a challenge he just had on Joshua Hill. That was so exciting. As Woody Lizard now is trying to catch Jay Barrett for 5th position late in the race. And again, Jay Barrett has also got a 10-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane as well. So at this rate, we've Woody Lizard only 2 seconds behind Jay Barrett. He will leapfrog Jay Barrett into 5th position, a nice easy 5th. That's unfortunate for this man. He's had a great run. Wasn't able to hold with Scar. Scar out in front. Those two both pitted at the safety car caution. And we've got Dado Racer just behind Scar, who's now fallen the 2 laps down. Not too sure what happened with the Hall racing car of Dado. He had the pace. He's obviously had one extra pit stop or something's gone on there with Dado. I don't think Dado actually pitted for during the safety car period as well, and he's had 4 pit stops, so he's had one extra green lap pit stop to everyone else. Hence why he's down the field, because he's doing the 26.6s as the contention for the top 5. It just lost out in the end. As Woody wants to actually take Jay Barrett if he can on track. He doesn't want to be gifted this position just based on that time penalty. And he's coming on strong here. Woody Lizard right on the gearbox of Jay Barrett down the inside. Will he make this one stick into turn 3? Yes, he can. So nice position up into P5 on track for Woody Lizard. Now the big story though with Dado Racer, can he get, oh no, he's actually a lap behind. I was going to say if he could actually get in front of Jay Barrett with a time penalty. Because Jay Barrett's not 2 laps down, so he should be able to stay on the same lap in front of Scar. So this is what will save Jay Barrett. So I was just looking at the timing there that Dado Racer is within almost 10 seconds, or within 10 seconds actually of Jay Barrett, but because he fell that 2 laps down, Jay Barrett will be able to get 1 extra lap. There is Dado from Scar, so unfortunately, if Dado was in front of Scar at this stage of the race, he would be able to leapfrog Jay Barrett with that time penalty. So that's unfortunate for Dado. Only a fraction away, but here comes the leader to make it 2 from 2 and the championship lead. Scar 666, he's only got turns 3 and 4 to complete. What a great run from the 21 Pagan Racing Reynard 95 Mercedes-Benz car to take victory here at Gateway. Congratulations to Scar. Jay Hill in second, was able to hold off Christopher. Christopher almost got into P2, but he had that 10-second time penalty, so he finishes in 3rd position. And there was only the 3 cars on the lead lap. Mr. Stompy, here we go, they're all finished there. Dado was so close to stay on that, be only a lap down, but falling 2 laps down really costs Dado. So there we go, guys. That was the, let's have a look at the final results. And we can just see what a great run that we had from Scar 666. He had the 4 pit stops. He had that extra pit stop during the safety car period. So really 3 green lap pit stops. Same as Christopher. And Mr. Stompy and Woody all had the 3 pit stops. So they had good tyre life, but obviously Mr. Stompy and Woody falling a lap down. Joshua Hill with a 2 pit stop strategy and the fastest lap of the race at 25.540 and 8 seconds off the lead from Scar. What a tremendous job from Joshua in the number 18 Pac West Racing. But the champagne goes to Scar with an outstanding run to take first position, take the win here at Gateway Speedway. And we can just see the Unicorn in 10th position, 6 laps down. A lot learned around this fast circuit. Trimington 9th, he had a hard race. He was up there in contention, but obviously strategy caught him out as well. And with the 4 pit stops, all green pit stops like Dado Racer and John Wade. But Jay Barrett was lucky to hold on to that P6. He was lucky to only be that 1 lap down. If he was 2 laps down, Dado would have jumped him back into 6th position. So we'll bring up the championship standings. And we can just see Scar 666 extends his lead now by 11 points to Christopher. That big red DNF at Cleveland. Won't be happy to see that on the board. Dado Racer in third position, just 4 points in front of Woody Lizard, who's made a great run late in the season as well. Mr. Stompy as well, up into fifth position. Joshua only half a point behind Mr. Stompy in sixth, so great run there. If he was able to start that race at Cleveland, you'd think that he would be maybe fighting for... He would have been up near Woody Lizard, I'd think, with those points that he got. Maybe not, maybe even extended his lead over Woody and been in between him and Dado. And let's not forget the podium here, though, from Gateway. Big win from Scar 666 for the 21 Pagan Racing, Reynard Mercedes-Benz. Second position was Joshua Hill with an outstanding strategy call for a race into P2. But he'll be questioning if he went the same strategy in 3 stopped. Maybe he could have kept that challenge up to Scar for the lead of that race in the 18 Pac West Racing, Ford Cosworth, Reynard. And then you got the Newman Has Racing car of Christopher. Welcome back to the podium to that man, the third position. So I've been your host, Neil Haynes. Hope you enjoyed that replay from the race last Sunday. And we've got tonight, as we said, Laguna Seca race from 7:30. If you want to join us, come and search us at ANZCRL Combined Racing League. Get onto our website and find the series button and find the IndyCar Championship. And you should be able to enter for a late entry to join us here at Laguna Seca. And we will have that replay during the week. And we'll be leading up next weekend to the big one, the Indy 500. So we're hoping to see as many people as we can. So please, if you're Australian, New Zealand sim racer, jump on board with Automobilista 2. Get the DLC pack. I think it's the Racing America pack, DLC number 2, Racing Pack 2, I think it was, where you'll get all the cars that you need for this series. But until then, have a great Mother's Day. As I always say, be good to your mother. And today's the day. And enjoy. And stay safe, people. Cheerio.